In this video, I'm going to show you how you can grow your contact lists by adding web forms to your website, to Facebook, to your blog posts. So let's look at a couple of examples. Well, first of all, here's an embedded form showing on my betteractnow website. We'll come over to Facebook and you can see another embedded form. When the reader adds their name and email, they'll get instant access to my marketing guide. Let's have a look now on my blog post. I use WordPress. Now, I'm going to show you the difference between embedded forms and forms that are accessed by clicking on buttons. And there is a difference, and we'll look at the two separately. So the very first thing we need to do is have a SwiftPage account, and you can sign up for a free account, swiftpage.com, and once you've got your account, you'll see this window. You can create templates and look at your reports, and when you select the surveys button, we'll create a new survey or form. Select the new button, and I'm going to call this new survey web form. Make sure you don't have any spaces between those words. We'll copy questions from the SwiftPage list builder all the way down at the bottom and submit. Now I'm going to make some changes to this form. I'm going to make it simpler. So click Survey Design and Edit. I'm going to remove the last name and the company name and the phone field because I want to make it as easy as possible for people to fill this information out. We'll add a new question though. This new question is going to be referred by, and actually only I will be able to see this, and the default answer is going to be blog post because I will now know that if somebody fills out this particular survey, I know they've come from my blogs. So click Submit. We'll go right back to Edit. There's a few things I want to do. I want to make sure that the question is side by side the label. So I'll put two crosses there. And I want to make sure Referred By is hidden from the customer. We'll come over to Title and Instructions, and you can add your own title, instructions and footer, whatever you want, and click Submit. You can come over to display settings and change the font type, etc. But what I've noticed is if you do make any changes here, depending on what WordPress theme you're using, those changes may be overridden in the form. So let's just keep it really simple, use all the defaults. So once you've created your form, we need to come up now to Survey Results Options. So from the top, let's look at all the options. So first of all, you can have an autoresponder, plain text email, which will go out to everyone who fills out your form. You're going to make sure you've got a tick showing under database update because we want to grow our lists, and the database I'm using is ACT, but you may use the SwiftPage hosted database instead. I'm going to put a tick in Survey Landing Page 2. Now we'll go Submit and just go through each of the options in turn. So this is that plain text email acknowledgement. You can put whatever you want in there for the subject and the message body. Submit to go to the next step. Here all the questions in your survey need to match to the fields in your database. So the first name and the email match perfectly well, but that new question referred by hasn't been matched. So I'm going to find that field in my database, and once I've found that, select it and submit. The final step in this wizard is where you choose the landing page. So it could simply be a URL or a web page, or I've chosen to use a SwiftPage hosted landing page. And the one I've got here is this web form thanks. Let's do a quick preview. That's what the person who fills out the form will see, and the free gift will be available to them on this landing page. So we're going to go back to survey now. We'll hit submit to finalize the survey results options. Now we'll test the form. click the Test It button, and there you can see the form showing in the browser, but we need to grab the HTML code. So we right-click and View Page Source. The code we want is everything from, in fact, where it says Form, all the way down to End Form. Copy that and come straight over into your blog post, and you're probably going to be on the Visual tab, but we need to make sure that actually we're showing the HTML tab. So I'm just going to make sure that's selected and find a position to paste in that code that we just copied. But there is just one thing you need to do, because what you'll notice here is that the URL where the form is isn't complete. So you need to come just in front of that forward bracket there and type in http:// then www.swiftpage2.com. Now I've put those all in capital letters, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to save the draft and preview, and what we will see now is the embedded form, and I'm just going to test it. We'll just test that. We'll just put in first name and we'll put in an email, click submit, and that will go straight to the landing page. So that's how to use embedded forms in your WordPress blog. Now I'm going to show you how to add a survey to a button on your WordPress blog. So this is the button that I'm going to use. So we'll go straight back to the Surveys tab, and in Swift Page, what I want to do first of all is just make this survey a little bit more attractive, because it's quite plain at the moment. So I'll come to Survey Design and choose Background Page. Now you can create your own background pages as long as you save the templates with Survey BK in them, and the one I'm going to use is this one here, and click Submit, and there you can see my company header is now showing across the top. So we'll go right over to Survey Results Options, and there's actually nothing we need to do. We don't need to make any changes, but I'll just go through each of the steps again, just making sure everything's okay. And I'm just going to make sure it's pointing to the correct landing page. That's right, and submit. Now at this stage you don't need to grab the HTML code. All you do is take this URL and copy that. And once you've copied it, we can go straight back to WordPress, select the image you want to use as a hyperlink button, click the Insert Hyperlink, type in there, copy in there the URL for the survey. You can actually give it a title as well if you want, and I'm just going to put form in there, but make it more meaningful than that. And I would like this web form to open in a new window and add a link. I'm going to save the draft, I'm going to preview, and then we'll just test that button out to make sure it's working. Scroll down, there it is, select it, there's my form, we'll just test that out, first name and email address, and submit, and that'll take us direct to the landing page. So that's 2 ways of adding Swift Page forms to your WordPress blog. Thanks very much for listening.